KnifeDope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy's back with a fresh batch of dope. KnifeDope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. Today's video is going to be a change of pace. We're going to be dedicating this video to pure American dope. And unlike my normal overview, where I go over specs and all that good shit and compare knives, we ain't going to do that. But before I forget, I want to give a big shout out to Don Farmer of DNK Knives. He's the head man and head operator for DNK, and he sent in some knives for me to take a look at. Here's his sticker. Now, please do him a favor, do me a favor, and check out his website. He's got a wonderful selection of knives. When you find something you like, be sure to use Behind the Edge 10 discount code. Go ahead and save yourself 10%, and you'll be thankful for it. Okay. The way I'm going to do this is this first knife, I'm going to go over the specs, so to speak, and be a little bit more detailed with it. But the rest of them, we're just going to speak freely on. That first knife we're talking about is none other than the Heretic Wraith. I unboxed this the other day when I opened up Don's box, but I didn't really dive into it too much. So what do you say we drop the top on this bitch and get up close and personal? Okay. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that today was a bad day for me. I took an injury while trying to get a video up and running this morning, and the injury that I took, I wouldn't call it severe, but it fucking hurt, and it was all due to this beast right here. You may see it. I may post a thumbnail, show you guys the injury. But this is an auto, and it flies the fuck out. And while I was prepping this morning for this video, I hit that actuator button, forgetting how powerful this knife is. It flew out, took a nosedive right into my left foot, just missing an artery. Blood was everywhere, and it still fucking hurts to now. I should have probably went and got it stitched up, but trying to avoid these hospitals at this time. You know, it's crazy in there. But anyways, let's get more into this one. This one comes in at about $596, so it's not cheap. And like I said, I'm thankful to Mr. Don for sending this to me to take a look at. Overall length on this beast is 8.6 inches. We've got a handle length coming in at 5 inches. Blade length is 3.6. Blade stock thickness, according to my measurements, came in at 172 thousandths. I took that measurement at the thickest part up top. We've got LMAX blade steel in a beautiful drop point configuration. We have a two-tone DLC finish on the blade. Minimal billboarding for the most part. We've got Heretic's logo. We've got the blade steel. And then we have a blank canvas on the back. This is an automatic. It's deployed via your actuator button right there. But the real star of the show for this knife, it's got to be the handle. This is orange camo carbon fiber handle, but it's an integral. I apologize if you guys hear my dog in the background. She's an older gal, and she's got a serious cough going on. But just please try to work with me on that. This integral handle is amazing. I've never had an integral in hand. I've always heard about them and seen them online, but never actually had one in hand, and it's stunning. This is, like I mentioned, orange camo fat carbon. It's one solid piece that they meticulously, milled out to fit this titanium bolster that they put as an overlay. That's where your actuator button is. That's where the pivot is. They did some beautiful step down chamfering all the way around the knife. It's unreal. The time that it takes to do this, people, that's another reason why this knife is so expensive. Not only is it American made, but the time that this requires, I mean, the precision, it's just unreal. Very, very lightweight. I want to say this was under 5 ounces, if I remember correctly. They do give us the single prong ball bearing pocket clip, titanium, which is right hand tip up carry. And they also have that lanyard hole for the weirdos. And this thing flies the fuck out. If you're not familiar with Heretic, Heretic is actually the guy over there is the son to Anthony Marfione, which is the head dude over at Microtech. So it's no surprise that Heretic is doing autos as well. You know, his father's a legend in the game, and I'm sure told him and taught him everything he knows. So that's to be expected. I do think there is one folder that Heretic offers, if I remember correctly. I think I've seen it online once or twice. But that's about it for this first knife. It's a beauty, and I'm thankful again to Don. And that is the Heretic Wraith. That's going to be the only auto on the list. Okay, being that all these American knives for the most part are so expensive, I wanted to at least have one. This is probably the least expensive American knife in my collection, and this one is one that you should be able to grab. That and the Wraith are probably the only two that you can probably grab at this point. I apologize for that, because I know some people get upset if you show knives that they can't get, but that wasn't my intention. My intention was just to share some good knives with you guys, all American made. So next up on the list is a classic, and that is none other than the Spyderco Native 5. Now, you fuckers knew you weren't going to get a list without some Spydercos on it, but I promise you, this is the only one. Native 5 lightweight rendition. This was Spyderco's first foray into the Magna Cut steel, and I tell you, they banged it out the park. Not that there should be any doubt. We all know the Spyderco does these heat treats optimally, so you know you can buy with confidence. All USA made. These are the marine yellow FRN scales. It's got the lockback situation, so it's very, very buttery smooth. You can do the slow roll, or as I prefer, thumb flick, or even better yet, finger cannon. 50-50 forward finger choil, you already know, allows that full purchase, no refund. Full purchase, no refund. That's right. Now, I will be dyeing the scales on this FRN, so stay tuned for that. I also went ahead and threw on that Lynch Northwest Side deep carry pocket clip. This is one of the knives that I do believe you can find. You may only be able to find the serrated version, but they're constantly coming back in stock, so keep an eye out. I got this one from River's Edge Cutlery when it first dropped a couple months back, and I love it. So that is the Spyderco Native Spyderco Native 5. This next one is a hard one to get a hold of, but if you ever get the chance to, do yourself a favor and pull the trigger. This one's, you know, as we go through these knives, the price, you'll start noticing the price is continuing to go up. This one is, I believe, just under $300. Shout out to Craig, Saigon Kick, for allowing me to have this knife on the channel. This one is one of his personal from his collection. This is the Neutron 2. Now, I'm gonna be full honest with you guys. I was not on the TRM, you know, hype train, so to speak. I didn't understand it, you know. But that all changed once I got this knife in hand. The first knife I got from TRM was the Shadow, and I had the same type of reaction when I first unboxed it. It wasn't that much, but shortly after having it in the hand a little bit, you quickly realize what everyone's talking about. And the same thing applies here. We have a beautiful drop point configuration. We have titanium handles that have some nice slight contour to them. Take a look at the milling. Once again, do you know how time consuming this shit is? TRM is also known for their fabulous heat treats, and they always come extremely sharp. So be forewarned. Another great feature to TRM's knives is you can change their scales without disassembly. Just take these two screws off and the scale will come right off. I'm not going to demonstrate that because this isn't my knife. This one's riding on washers, and it is buttery smooth. I think all their knives are on washers, to be honest with you. I think they're debating doing their first bearing knife. But you can also see we have a nice, some nice curvature, nice contour in the handle. so it fits the palm wonderfully. We have a titanium pocket clip, open back construction. This is a liner lock. It is deployed via your thumb studs. I believe I checked the liners and they were not magnetic, but let me double check that again. Yeah, titanium liners. You know, when these companies fuck around and give you a liner lock titanium knife and then they throw stainless steel liners in there, it ruins it for me. But that isn't the case here. Another thing I want to point out with this gorgeous knife, look at the milling on the back side of these scales. I don't know what we would call that pattern, but it's just beautiful. Open back construction. One of the best features for me on this knife, no lanyard hole. So the weirdos are fucked on this one. But you don't need a lanyard, goddammit. Nobody does. But I'm not going to get into that. Titanium pocket clip as well. Deep carry. Fabulous, fabulous knife. TRM Neutron 2. Okay, next one. We're going into the $400 range, and that's just in the stock version. This is the Hinderer Eclipse. Once again, legendary knife from a legendary maker. Regardless of how you or I feel about the individual himself, we're here to take a look at the knives. This has had quite a bit of work done to it. When I bought this, it had a G10 show side scale with the battle bronze titanium lock side. It had stainless steel hardware. It had stainless steel ball bearings, and it was a flat grind. Fast forward to where we are today, and I've done quite a bit of mods to this, and it wasn't cheap. First thing I did was I purchased the battle bronze show side scale. Then the next thing I did was I went ahead and bought the working finish hardware and replaced all the hardware, over travel stop, everything you see. But wait, there's more. It wasn't complete because this was a flipper and it was a flat grind. So I sent it to the legendary BGM Knives, Mr. John Miller, who performed a flipper delete, and more importantly, he applied a reprofile of this gorgeous hollow grind, super slicey as a fuck. And then to complete it, I had him add this finger choil, which you know what that's all about, baby. Full purchase, no refund, baby. That's right. We're looking at S45 VN blade steel, which is one of my favorite steels for sure. That and S35, both. Open back construction, riding on these standoffs. I also took out those stainless steel ball bearings, and I put in some skiffs. So this knife has remained all American made, top to bottom. The next thing I'm looking for, if anyone knows where to get one, I want to get a nice Hinderer deep carry clip, or even a another brand, but just I'd like to get a deep carry titanium clip for this one. But that's the Hinderer Eclipse in the collection. I love it, and I don't see this one going anywhere, especially since I had the hollow grind put on. Okay, next up. This one might be my favorite in the collection, and I'll explain why. This is the McNeese PM Mac II 3.5 rendition in CPM Magna Cum Laude, baby, aka Magna Cut. This one also had some mod work done to it. Nowhere near as much as the Hinderer, but nonetheless, I'll go over that as well. Originally, this was a flat grind. This comes with these jig titanium handles, which appear to be stonewashed. I sent this one in. This was the second knife that I sent to John at BGM, and he fucking crushed it. Went ahead, put that beautiful deep hollow grind, put this swedge here at the tip of the blade. I mean, it's gorgeous, man. It's stunning. Then I went ahead and threw on this MXG gear deep carry clip. It comes with a serviceable clip on it, but it is not a deep carry for sure. This one is deployed via your thumb studs. I had contemplated putting in a finger choil up there, and I still might, but it does just fine the way it is. I always do prefer a finger choil, but I just didn't do it this time. But I love it, man. As a matter of fact, Blade Show's about a week away, and I don't intend on buying anything. However, that being said, if I can get my hands on another Mac II, or even their Tonto Mac II they got coming out, I will snag that. But this is another one that I do not see leaving the collection, you know. It means so much to me. It's American made, and I love it. Once you start customizing these knives, man, I feel like you even become that much more bonded to the knife. And that is definitely the case with this one. Okay, last up. Probably, you won't be able to get this one either. But this is the Transparent Knives Reblade for the AD 20.5. Now, you know, these are probably some of the hardest knives to get. You know, you can always find something secondary market, of course. But as far as, you know, getting your hands on one, you know, first owner type of thing, you got to win a lotto. It's, you know, I've tried several times. I've kind of given up at this point. I do believe Brian has mentioned in one of his lives recently that he's contemplating doing a first come, first serve to kind of, you know, open it up to more people to be able to snag one. And he does a number of different blade shapes. This is more of a spear point blade shape. This is in Magna Cut as well. And we already know that the heat treat's going to be money with Brian. He doesn't fuck around with that. Beautiful hollow grind here on the blade. This one is deployed via your hole cutout, and it's utilizing Demko's Shark Lock. Super fidgety as a fuck. Super strong lockup. The handles on this one is the smooth titanium handles. I actually had this this AD 20.5 with this configuration, not the Transparent Knives one, but I sold it to a buddy of mine, and I ended up getting the textured one, which is still in the collection. But this one right here, man, is just, oh man, you can tell that Brian knows what the fuck he's doing, man. The tolerances are money. The steel is money. It's just a great knife, and made even, you know, even more so with the fact of now it's an American-made knife, you know. At least the steel is. I don't know if he changes the hardware or anything like that, or if he keeps the same hardware. But there we have it. Transparent Knives Reblade. All right, people. Pure American dope. What do you guys think? Do y'all have any of these in the collection? Would you like to get some of these in the collection? Are you impressed by the goddamn collection? I want to know all about it. But in all seriousness, the reason why I did this video, it was my attempt to prove my point to people that, number one, we are the best country in the world, regardless of our issues, regardless of our differences, you know. I'm proud to be an American, you know. I'm a veteran, so I signed up, but I want to be sure that we're giving all of our thanks and praise to the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice for this country. I want to give praise and thanks to all the men and women who are currently giving a sacrifice to this country, to allow you and I to have the freedoms we have, to fucking watch YouTube videos, to do everything that we do daily. We owe it to them. So this Memorial Day weekend, while you're out drinking your beers and getting drunk and eating food, take a moment and thank these people. For without them, who knows what we'd be. Anyways, that's all I got for today. I'm going to jump off my soapbox now. Love you, mean it. Until the next time. Cut something, cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.